This is my stolen and crashed 2010 Audi S3. And today we're going to be finding a donor car to be able to fix all of the damage to this.
If this is the first time you're watching one of my videos, we are rebuilding cars until we get a supercar. And for the S3 we want to do this for as cheap as possible. And the easiest way to do that is to buy a whole other car and pull all of the parts off and put them on this one. The only problem is, after I bought it, I started to think this could be a project too.
I guess from here we decide if we're going to put a new engine in this or take all the panels off and put them on the S3. Now, the very first place I went to look for a second car to fix the first car was the internet.
This is a 2012 Audi A3. It doesn't share the same front bumper or the headlights as the S3, but I want to put an RS3 bumper on it anyway. The important thing about this car is that it's the same paint code, meaning we don't need to paint the fender, door, or bonnet. This would mean a massive savings on painting. There's just a couple problems with it. First, it doesn't have reverse gear. And the second thing, it's in New South Wales. So I called up the boys from Automotivated in New South Wales and asked them if I could store the car there and then come down and try and drive it back, with no guarantees that it'll actually drive back with a bad transmission. On auction day, they tried to start the bidding at $2,000, but no one bid. When they dropped it to $1,000, some bids started coming in. I made a bid at $1,750, which is a bit more than I wanted to do, and really it was the only bid that I was willing to do, considering I would have had to pay the auction fees, which would have added up to this, plus I'd also have to fly to New South Wales and pay for the fuel to come back. The car ended up selling for $2,000 plus fees. Now, for me and the parts that I'm trying to fix, it would be pretty much the same price to just buy all the parts individually.
Yeah, not good. The next place that I went to look was Facebook Marketplace. As these cars are getting older, more and more of them are showing up for very cheap prices with very big problems. And that's when I found this. A reasonable looking Audi A3 with 135,000 kilometers, but with one big problem. And that was listed in the description. The car presents extremely well, but unfortunately the engine is blown. The car was listed up for $1,200. So I called him and said, hey, would you take $800? He said yes, and I sent him a $200 deposit. And this is where things get a bit tedious. On the phone, he told me the car did run, but it was extremely poorly. Now, I don't know what sort of blown motor it was. Either way, I plan to go look at the car, and if I thought I could drive home, drive it home. An hour drive with a blown motor. Horrible idea.
On the day that I went to pick it up, it started bucketing down. Seeing the car for the first time, there wasn't even a street light. I don't know if there's scratches or dents or dings. And when he started it up, it had a massive misfire. I just had to risk it and paid the man $800.
We have zero fuel, so we're gonna drive to a servo.
Then it was time for our very risky trip home.
I'm high-key worried.
Luckily, there was a servo just down the road, and even though it was limping really badly, we managed to get there, and I could see that all of the panels looked good. But we still have an hour drive ahead of us, and if we get stuck, we're gonna need a tow truck.
The car's shaking. Oh. Oh, I cannot rev this thing high at all. I'm genuinely worried about this. It's 9:50-ish. We are past the halfway point. My body's actually tensed up so much that my right ankle is hurting from being tensed because it's like on the throttle and it's really just trying to feather it. I gotta keep the RPMs under 2,000, otherwise I genuinely think this thing will actually blow up. I don't really think I can film much more until we get there because I'm stressed out. Somehow, we've actually made it. And I gotta be honest, this car, it actually looks really good. Yes, the engine is definitely shot, but check out the inside. Like, this thing is actually really, really clean. Like, it's got 135,000 Ks on it. They've put an aftermarket head unit in it that has Apple CarPlay. The one downside is that the roof lining's sagging, but that's not like a majorly expensive fix. I know we bought this to fix the S3, but like, maybe we should get a motor for this. It was cheap enough. I guess from here we decide if we're going to put a new engine in this or we take all the panels off and put them on the S3. So even though I'm running out of space at home, this is a really nice car. And I'm thinking maybe I need a donor car for my donor car. First, we should plug in the OBD11 and see what's actually wrong with this car.
So the fault codes I'm seeing is a misfire on cylinder 1 and cylinder 3, as well as a hide cylinder. So the engine is turning off one of the cylinders, which explains why it was running so poorly.
I think the first course of action is just basic fault finding. We're going to swap the ignition coils, scan the car again, and see if that's going to make a difference.
The ignition coils are really easy to get to. All you got to do is pull off the engine cover, unplug the coil packs, and literally just pull them out.
Oh. Cylinder 2 into cylinder 1, and cylinder 1 into cylinder 2. We're still getting a misfire in cylinder 1.
The next thing that we can do is check the spark plugs, going a step further. So we'll pull the ignition coils out again and swap the spark plugs between 1 and 2.
That spark plug is just ridiculously covered in a bunch of carbon buildup. That makes me think that it isn't a timing chain. I don't want to get too excited, but there's no timing codes showing up on the OBD11, so
if there were timing codes, it's pretty likely that I couldn't save the engine. The other reason these spark plugs could be fouled is if the engine was burning a stupid amount of oil. The previous owner gave me these 3 bottles of oil. He told me the car was burning a fair bit of oil, so he kept topping it up. The fullest bottle was the one on the left, which is actually the thickest oil. The other 2 were empty. Now on an older tired engine, if you're running thin oil, that can get straight past the oil control rings and burn inside the cylinder. That's what I'm hoping's happened here. The other reason is the piston rings could be worn. If the piston rings are worn, it pretty much is a new engine. So we're going to put in some brand new spark plugs and do an oil change with some thick oil and see how we go with it. With the new spark plugs in, we can start it up and pray.
no check engine light. And it's not misfiring. Let's give it a rev. Oh! No fucking way. Was it really just spark plugs? No way. I don't really know what to do. The misfire isn't there. We'll scan the car again. Engine, faults, bro. No way. We need to get rid of the oil in this engine and do a service to this car.
Let's get the show on the road. Jack the car up, open the oil fill cap so that the oil can come out easier. Drain the oil. Use some multi-grips to loosen the oil filter. Loosen by hand. Check the oil condition.
It doesn't look great and it looks very thin as well. It's not very thick oil. If the problem with this thing is burning oil, thin oil is not going to help that on these engines. Also, this really smells like fuel. Shouldn't have fuel in your oil. I don't know exactly what causes that. Yeah, I don't know what causes that, but I know it's not good. Why would you have fuel in your oil? Warm piston rings can cause fuel dilution because fuel gets past the rings instead of burning cleanly. If your rings are worn, you might also notice blah, 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 blah. If we take this for a drive and it's fine, I'm gonna lose my mind. That's nuts. Like, it's not good that the piston rings are kind of shit, but I mean, it's workable with some heavier oil, so we'll see. All right, we are running it. It is very smooth. I'm gonna take it for a drive. This thing is driving really damn smooth. Time will tell just how bad the piston rings are. The only real way I'm gonna be able to tell how bad they are is driving the car and seeing how much oil it's burning, because if it's burning too much oil, then it really does need a new engine. If it's not burning that much oil, we may be able to get away with the thick oil and just keep topping up that thicker oil. But for now, I'm freaking stoked. Well guys, I think it's fairly safe to say that this Audi A3 is going to be replacing the Fiesta as a daily. I am so happy and excited that this turned out to be way better than I thought it was going to be. Literally was going to be a donor car, now turned to a daily. So this car in itself, inevitably when I decide to sell it for something else, let's say I've got another rebuild car or something that I think we can replace it with, this thing will get us a lot closer to the supercar by itself just because of how bloody clean it is and how cheaply we managed to get this and fix this.
Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one. The A3 has come up with the low oil light. This thing has burnt through a litre of oil in 135 Ks. Blowing black smoke when it shifts from first to second under heavy load. I think the piston rings inside this engine are done for, meaning this does in fact need a new engine.